Let's talk about WandaLands.
Okay.
Let's talk about how it got started.
Oh wow! Hey!
I remember when we first talked about it, you had the juices and stuff going.
Yeah, that's all I had then was the juices.
And from there, it just exploded.
Part of what was supposed to happen when I moved to Ghana in particular is that the estranged husband was the juice maker. Okay. So we were starting this business, okay? And I'm not a juice maker. I'm a 34-year educator, okay? But I know good business when I hear it. And so I'm looking at issues with my own age and health, and I understand the value of organic and non-GMO. And I said, yeah, let's go for it. I had already been to Ghana and seen just how rich and plush it is with fresh fruit. And in particular, Ghanaians are huge fans of pineapple. We're not. We tend to be more orange and lemon. But as a group, like in general, we're not big pineapple drinkers.
Beautiful drink that had pineapple in it. Pineapple, it had lemon in there.
It is pregnant talk, ain't it?
Ooh, it's so good.
So, yeah, and that portion of that journey was legit. He legitimately did know how to make a great juice. In particular, I wanted that soursop because of the anti-cancer properties and the stuff that how really boosts your immune system. And so yeah, I went there for that. And I had already shipped a sugarcane press ahead of myself because I wanted the sugar cane, lime, and ginger, which are just packed with medicine. And and so what I ran into was a juice maker that wasn't a businessman. So yes, he made an amazing juice, but in terms of carrying it all the way through, and you have to understand when you're, and this is also precautionary for women more so than men. Okay, people will act like they know how to do things that they don't know how to completely do. So yes, he knew how to make the juice, but he didn't know how to take it to the finish line. The finish line, it needs to be an FDA approved juice. You need to be able to export it to make some money. Yes, you can sell it in the country, but why make a juice that is that packed with medicine and not want it to go out of the country and really thrive? None of the stuff that you do should be narrow. That's the life of the stolen African. We've been limited in everything we try to do. That at some point you get smushed, you get stamped out, you get your stuff taken. So I have the exact opposite opinion about living on the continent. No, I'm going for the big. I want everything big. The elephant big, giraffe big, rhinoceros big. My juice finna be big. Okay, so with much disappointment and strife, I looked at his business practices. The way he was treating it was a hobby, and I was trying to explain blacks, but this ain't no silver spoon life. Like the watermelon man, the peanut man, the cookie man. Like, we come from them cats that focused on one thing and put so much into it. Next thing you know, they was living good. Like, they got a little house, a little piece of ugly woman. They go to church, some little bad kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know a hustle. And I'm explaining to him about Master P. I say, dude, put his CDs in his trunk and made it like, so I know hustle. Like, I don't know how to make this juice, but I know you ain't hustling. Yeah. So I divested. Because I've been married before, so I already know that men don't want you to put your mouth on them. If you talk about them too much, you debug them too bad, you're not motivating. And then I'm getting frustrated because I've left my home. I've left, my house is paid for in the U.S., okay? I've left my parent. I've left the comforts of my home. I got a 1972 Chevy Impala. I enjoy cruising. That's my baby. I paid for it. So I've given up a lot to come here to find out you playing. Okay? So, but I also am a winner. I'm not coming back defeated. I'm not for that. I'm going to go divested. I said, I don't care what you do with the juice. Whether you sell the juice, you can use the money for your children. I don't care. But what I'm telling you is, I'm not putting another dime in it because you playing. Okay, that brought a certain kind of tension. I said, but I'm about to hoist myself online, because one thing I learned is, like, you have to get some things you have to get under in Africa, other things you have to get over. I'm not finna deal with how they feel about selling land, or deal with whether or not they're going to come frequent my shop, because I've seen where foreigners sometimes struggle in that. okay, where they just don't support you because you're a foreigner, okay. And I had opened up a cafe at the same time I opened up the online, and it was just I'm a coffee girl, I'm a tea drinker, so who frequented the cafe was the children, because I do a lot of kids activities, right? They came and I put tables on the side with learning aids and manipulatives and coloring books, and so they came in their droves. But the adults, even though I have done huge service in that community I live, I would say maybe a handful of them frequented the shop. And they didn't frequent the shop because it's like, why should I give that American girl my money? She should be giving me her money. Okay? That's really how that's supposed to work, because I'm still technically an ATM. You're still not seeing it like, wow, as good as she's been to us, we should support her, because there isn't this huge mindset of support those that support you. Now, that's not among all of them. But it's dominant enough that I wasn't making no numbers. I didn't shut it down. I let them have the what basically turned into a community center. I functioned like that for maybe 7 or 8 months, and then I finally decided. I started selling well online, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to shut this down. The land that I rented from, this kiosk, it turned out it was on a brothel. Okay. And the kids was saying in their native tongue, they would see the women and they was using the language to say prostitute. You know, they knew what it was, okay? Very different than it looks in the U.S., you know, because we really put it out there over here, you know, because we done did some heroin, we did cocaine, we done did all this wild stuff. And so the animation is low. It's very quiet, very built in. And so I couldn't make peace with it, okay? I could not. I had one of the women in the brothel come to me and talk to me, because she said, are you running like a school or whatever? And I said, no, not really. And I knew what she was. And she said, oh, because I wanted to see if possibly I could work for you. And I said, well, what are you doing? And she was kind of hedging, didn't want to tell me. Then she ended up telling me. She's like, I work for them. I was like, okay, what are you doing? You know, so she finally came clean and told me what it was. She wanted to see if she could even come clean for me. But that would be, for me, a conflict of interest, because then it looks to the lady like I'm taking her client, and I'm you cannot have those kind of cultural conflicts with them. So I said, no, you can't come clean for me. And I listened, and I needed her. No, you can't do that. But I was a listening ear for a time, and then I decided, I said, I'm going to call, because she explained to me that most of them were Nigerian, that they had been trafficked, you know, like, well, at least for her, she was under the impression she was going to, like, come for a cleaning job, and it turned out to be something else, and she really wanted to go home. And she said every time she was getting close to having enough money to leave, they would raise the price on the room or whatever, because they have to pay for something, and she would be stuck. And so I complained then to my husband and to my dial lady, to a couple other people, and they all their advice was stay out of it. You know, like, it ain't gonna make no difference, you know, even sometimes even the police or somebody go visit you. I said, I don't care what they do. I'm telling you, I don't like this. I have a womb. Like, I can't be